Hi everybody. You'll have to excuse my um my dark circles and everything. I just got off the road from flagging, so my face is really super oily. I wanted this to be further up so you could see me, but I can't make the phone go higher because, like I said, I'm on the road and I um after 9 years I'm uh divorcing. Or me and my husband are getting a divorce, and along with that comes old old debts, new debts, together debts, apart debts. I got debts that have been buried since before I got married to him, and so now I'm trying to catch up on all of it and I'm doing a lot of I think I'm making a lot of mistakes. I'm doing things that I promised myself I was never going to do again, but my lights got turned off the other day because me and him had our electricity bill together, and he went ahead and took his name off of it, and they said I had to call in and turn the lights on in my name. And I had forgotten about an old electric bill that I didn't pay, and so now I had to pay a huge, or to me it's a huge amount, to get my lights turned back on in my apartment. And it took a majority of my check, and I'm gonna go over that here in a second. But I got myself a payday loan to make it to next week, and I also opened up a credit line, and I am eating out because I'm not at home. And so I'm slowly trying to get my life back together. So I guess this is gonna be for the majority of this month, and probably the next maybe 6 months, is gonna be mainly debt repayment plans. Learning how to repay my debts and get out of the hole that I dug myself into. Um, it took me a long time to get to this point. I mean, I didn't just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, I'm getting a divorce today." It took me a lot of thinking and a lot of self-reflection and a lot of what ifs and could I, or maybe I can't. What if I can't? What if I can't do this by myself? What if I can't do it without him? Because he was the major bill payer. He paid up most of the bills, and I relied on him for the extra spending. And so now that he hasn't been here for a week, and his first paycheck went by, and the crazy thing was, I still had change from last week's paycheck, and he called my daughter to ask her for $20 for gas. And I was just shaking my head because I just got to bragging to you guys that he was on the savings plan, or he was starting to save money because we were going to go to Las Vegas. But in 2 days, he went through his paycheck. I don't know what he did. I don't know. It's none of my business. I don't know what happened. But he went through his paycheck in 2 days. But I can't judge him because I went through most of my paycheck in 1 day. But most of it was for my bills and for gas and my food that I just bought. So, with that being said, this is a whole new page, or not a whole new page, but it's gonna take a different direction now. And I'm gonna be solely responsible for my income and my bills and my savings. I don't have to worry about his savings or what he's doing with his money or what he's not doing with his money. Just me, myself, and I. And that's not to say that I'm not sad. I'm kind of, I am sad. That was 9 years of, friendship. And I don't know if he's going to go to, because me, I don't mind being, communicating with exes. It don't bother me, especially when I've already let the feelings go. It don't create no, like, oh, I'm not going to talk to him no more, or I don't want nothing. There was no hate between him and me, but it was just his life choices that caused me to make this decision. And it was for my own sanity and my own health that I had to make this decision. And it was really a difficult one, but it's a good one. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get on into... Oh, you're going to have to wait until... Hang on, I'm going to pause this. Okay. I had to wait for the train to go. I'm where I'm camped out at for work is... I'm camped out next to a campsite that's next to a railroad. A train track. Okay, so this is my June budget. I got me one of these composition, and I got budget June 2025, and then two, and I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this book, but I tend to lose my books, from... I'll put it down somewhere and then I'll start a new one, or I don't like the way this has turned out, so I'll make a different one. But I just made a calendar on this. I didn't put no lines on it. I just put the numbers, because if I put lines on it, it would be everywhere. So my monthly rent is $216, and that's my first bill that I have to start saving up for. This month has already been paid, so I need to start saving for July. My phone bill is going to be $55. I'm going to change over to what's that called? Mint Mobile, as soon as I get that loan, that payday loan in, which is going to be for $600. I paid $779 on my light bill today. So that one is it's half paid off. I only paid half of it. I owe $764.83 left on this light bill. These are my debts that I owe now. This one's a payday loan. This one's a payday loan. This one is my old house. I still owe money on that, and I owe US Cellular $1,200. These are the estimates of gas and food and stuff that I pay. Animals is $40 bi-weekly because I buy their dog food. Flagging gears, I decided is going to be about $100 a week. This is going to be probably starting next week because this took most of my money. Over here, I put, I'm going to start paying $191.20 each week to our light bill, and I owe this lady $90 for my granddaughter. I want to do an emergency fund of $1,000, a regular savings of $500, and I want to save in an emergency fund for my children. So this is my budget. I got paid a little under, I didn't write the exact number down. Sorry guys. But I got paid a little under $900. And I'm going to do a spreadsheet of all the bills I paid. I'm going to make it right here so it's not like this. What I actually spent. And right now I can't do any savings, and I can't do any I'm not supposed to be doing any extra spending, but like I said, I'm camping in my car right now, and so I usually get sandwich goods, but I haven't got to the store yet to get any sandwich goods. So this is what's happening now. I haven't figured out all the bills yet, as far as, every bill that I pay, but this is just what I remembered off the top of my head. So I just wanted to show that to you, and then I will come back with another video showing you the breakdown of all of this. And hopefully you guys will follow me on this journey to self-reliance and getting to be financially fit and having a good savings set up for myself. And pretty much that's it. I was hoping it would have been a longer video because I've only been doing like 15-minute videos. I guess we could just go ahead and do a breakdown. The only thing is I have to it's gonna be a bit shaky, and see, I'm already starting to drop my, okay, so let's see if I could do this. All right, so that was the income. And for what's it called? I think it's called fixed money I spend. You guys know what I mean. I paid the light bill, which was $7.79. $7.79, and that was the only fixed bill that I paid. My variable was gas, and that was $30. Okay, and my food, I went and ate out. I dined out. And that was, let's see, looking for, is that the McDonald's? Yeah, $7.65. So, and when I checked my bank balance, it was $60 that I had left. And that's how much I have left in my account, is $60. That's what I got left. So I'm hoping the payday loan comes in soon, because I still have to get food for the week, and I gotta get gas for next week and food for next week, and I gotta get water. Our water in Warm Springs, or where I stay, it's not the best tasting water. It is drinkable now. They fixed the water system, and it's supposed to be drinkable, but I'm not brave enough to try it. I'm chicken. Hey. But anyway, yeah, I buy water for the house, and we did find one of those water machines where you can put your jug under there, and it only costs like $3 to fill it up. And so we're gonna start doing that instead of buying the 24 pack and stuff like that. But I just wanted to come on here and share with you guys everything, because I did everything from my card. I didn't take my money out like I usually do, because I don't want to take it out and then have to go and put it back in the bank to pay for everything. And so I was so upset, because when I called the light company, was it yesterday or was it Monday? It was the beginning of the week anyway. Sunday maybe. No, it was Monday. It was Monday morning. I called, and they said, oh, if you pay $700, you can get your lights back on. Now, if I'm the person on the other end of the line, and I'm the one, collecting a debt, I would have been like, hey, Mrs. Smith, in order to get your lights turned back on, you need to pay $779. That's not the amount that they said, but that's the amount I paid. But they didn't. They just said $700. Now, this is over the $50 thing. So, if it was me, I would have been like, okay, I need to tell them the exact amount, because it's over $750. So that she can be prepared. So when I called, she was like, you need to pay $779. Like I said, this is not the amount. That's the amount I paid. And I was like, oh. And I was almost going to tell her I'm only going to pay $700. But we need our lights at our house, because we can't cook without our light, without our cooking stove. Our food was starting to go bad, and of course, my son, we all use Wi-Fi at the house, and that doesn't work without electricity. And our water was cold, so we couldn't take a shower with cold water. So it was literally being Little House on the Prairie. Living with no phones, no lights, no water. Running water. We had running water, but my son was barbecuing all their meals when I left. He was like, I'm just going to start barbecuing. I was like, all right. And the sad thing is, back in the day when I was a young mother, I was a single mom. And there was a lot of times that we didn't have no lights, because I had to decide if I wanted to buy food, pay for gas to get to work, or pay the electricity bill. And at that time, I had a car on credit, and I financed a car, and I was paying. Oh, my first ex-husband, and I had two different car loans, and one was for $600, the other one was for $700, and then we had the insurance, and that totaled up to altogether it totaled up to $2,000 just for our two cars and the insurance. And so I had to decide, and I was divorcing him at that time too, and I had to decide: do I want to buy food for my kids? Do I want to pay for gas, or do I want to pay my lights and my car payments? And I had to make that choice, and so a lot of times we ended up with no lights because I wanted food for my kids, and they needed shoes, and they had to have, they were doing school activities and school pictures, and all this stuff that school, things that they want you to buy. I guess I'll turn it back on. And so I've been through this before. But this one's different because my ex-husband, he went from being married to me to going to prison, and I divorced him when he was in prison, and most of the bills came on to me. Oh, that's the one I forgot to put. Next week I need to pay our we owe the IRS. I gotta put that in my budget, and it's little over $200 that we owe. And so anyways, back to what I was saying. He went to prison, so I was left with solely the bills and the children, and then he was just in the process of getting his papers to be an American citizen, but because of the crime that he committed, he ended up getting deported, and his citizenship was revoked. So then I ended up with the kids, and I ended up with all the bills. I ended up getting my cars repossessed, and I was on foot. We were on foot for a while. And then a few years later, I actually got my own home. And I had that home for a little over 16 years. Then it caught on fire, and it burned. And where we live, because it's not a fire safe zone or whatever, where we live in our district, it insurance for your homes is hard to get. So I didn't have insurance on it, and I lost the home. And then my but anyways, back to that. I'm jumping all over the place. Let's see. My cars got repossessed, but the funny thing was, my ex-husband was financially abusive to me. I would only get $20 to last 2 weeks between me and my 3 children, and I had to make that stretch to buy our laundry soap, our shampoo, if they needed new clothes, I had to figure out how to make that $20 stretch. So that should make me an expert at stretching the almighty dollar, but I'm not. After he went to prison and I got divorced, I went haywire with my money. I spent it on anything, everything, and whatever I wanted. I didn't think about, I pay the main bills like the light bill and the rent and stuff, but other than that, I was just like, heck, I'll pay it next month, or I'll pay it later, or I'll get the money later. And that ended up with my cars being repossessed, and that was a hard lesson to learn. But we learned how to cook at home and eat our meals at home, and I started teaching my kids how to cook. As soon as their hand could reach the knobs without touching the burner, that was when I start teaching them how to fry eggs. And then I taught them how to fry eggs first, then rice, and then macaroni. And then I went from there. Then I went to hamburger, and then after hamburger, I went to what did I do after? Oh, I taught them how to make what did I teach? Oh, I think I started teaching them like how to make macaroni and cheese and stuff like that. And I just went up there. And then after they reached a certain age, then I started letting them, explore their own likes and dislikes in the cooking. And my son, out of all of this, which is surprising, my son is the one that's our best cook. He really knows how to bring flavor out of stuff. My daughter Inez does too, but I lean more towards my son's food. It's his food. They both taste delicious, but my son's tastes really, really good. He could open a restaurant. But after the financial abuse, it really caused a lot of dysfunction in my finances. I was going from payday loan to payday loan to payday loan to payday loan to payday loan. And I was not even living paycheck to paycheck. I was living from payday loan to payday loan. And I promised myself from the last time I did payday loans that I was never going to do payday loans again. But we were so desperate this time. We had no savings. We had nothing. We were because I lost my sister in May, the end of May. And then just this last weekend we lost one of my what would you call it? In our way we call him grandson, but it's my sister's grandson. And I think you guys call that the great nephew or the grand nephew or something. Anyways, it's our grandson. It's me and my sister's grandson. I'll just make it that simple. And so we, I tried to help as much as I could with that one. And then, because in our way, we tend to get rid of, we don't have to, but we get rid of everything that the person or the deceased touched or was a part of. We get rid of all of the leftover foods. If they use dishes, then we give away those to family members. The furniture we give away to family members if it's in good condition. If it's really extremely used, really bad, like if there's no cushion in the sofa or whatever and it sinks to the ground, we just take it to the dump. But if it's still in good condition and it's usable yet, then we give it away to family members. And that's what we did as a family. We gave away all of our living room furniture, and we gave away all of our dishes in our kitchen, and we gave away all of our used food. But that was the hard part, and we're still yet kind of trying to dig our way out of that little slump. When I left them with a package of hamburger patties and some canned meats and bread and water. And I still yet can't buy food. I paid my light bill. I paid the credit card fee. I paid the gas, and I bought my food, and I got $60 left. So I still yet can't buy food for the house. I'm probably going to be lucky if I can buy water. Hang on. So as I was saying, I'm probably only going to be able to get water. But our electricity is on, and we can, I had some pancake mix, and we have rice at the house, and I'm gonna see if I can get somebody to give my kids a ride, because they have a car, but they don't have no tags on their car, so they can't go out of our city with we live on a reservation, and so on a reservation, it's not a necessity to have insurance. They encourage it, but it's not a necessity. So it has no tags. It has no tags. The tags are expired, so they can't go off the reservation, and the food bank is off the reservation. And so in order for them to go off the reservation, they have to catch a ride with somebody, or somebody has to give them a ride. And of course, they're just like, we can handle it. I don't know if they get embarrassed to go to food banks, or if they have a sort of a shame or something of food banks, but I'm not ashamed to go to food banks. I'm not ashamed to sell cans. I'm not ashamed to pick up a penny. I'm not ashamed to live off of $20. I'm not ashamed of that. I know, that's a part of life. Sometimes you have to. Oh, I'm not afraid of food stamps either. I will get food stamps. I believe that is there for us to, take advantage of, to help our families eat. And that's part of ending hunger in America. And I'm so thankful that we live in a free country where we can go into a state office and apply for benefits such as food stamps. Because there's a lot of times that has saved me and my children. We have eaten really good off of food stamps. And I sure do miss having food stamps, because I can't, my income is too high for food stamps now. So I don't get to get food stamps anymore. Which is sad. But I'm proud of myself, though, that I did get away from the benefits. But if I had to use it, like I said, the food bank's there for me to take advantage of, because I have no food in my home. It's there as a aid for me to use to get back up on my feet. So, and there is a place called Furnishing Hope that I'm going to get in contact with to see if they can help me get some furniture. I'll probably give them a donation of, I don't know. I don't know what I would give them for living room furniture. I don't know what would be the amount that I should donate for that. It wouldn't be right away because, like I'm, you can see I'm really in a lot of debt right now. But you know, maybe I could give them $100 to begin with, and keep donating. I wouldn't feel right, me working and having a job and not donating anything. But I was going to see if they could help me get furniture. And I will put my information down below. I do have Facebook Pay. I have cashapp, Venmo, and I do have, I think cashapp and Venmo is the only thing that I use besides Facebook Pay. But I'll put that down below, and then I'll give you my email address I'll put my email address down below too. I need to write this down because once I start fixing this, I'll forget about putting my Venmo and stuff down below. Venmo, Cash App, FB, and my email. I'll put those down below so that way if you decide that you want to, talk with me about other things besides what I've been talking about on here, because even though right now I'm on the bottom of, I'm probably reached one of my bottoms. Not the bottom. I'm not homeless, but I'm starting over. And once you hit that foundation, you have nowhere. You just have to start building. But I want to start talking with people, and I want to start because I do have knowledge, and I do have the know-how to dig myself out of this rut that I'm in. And if you are one of those people that feel like, that you've hit rock bottom and you're, broke, busted, and disgusted, I feel free to email me, and we could, have a couple of sessions where I can talk you through on where to start and what to look for and who to talk to, and brainstorm together on how, and we could, then I could help you. I believe that this is something that I can do as a service for people, and I want 5 people. We'll start there. I want 5 people to email me in the email below and state in your box, broke, busted, and disgusted. And we'll start there. And you ask me questions, and I'll give you the advice that what I know. I'm not a professional. I'm not a counselor. I am just another person who wants to offer a service of of giving resources to you to help you get out of your rut and to start digging yourself out of debt. If you're going through a divorce, or maybe you lost your home, or maybe you're in college and you're struggling to find a meal. You lost your parents and you're 18 and you don't know who to turn to. You married a man and divorced, and you're living out of town and your family lives way across the country. Those are the kind of things that, I think I can, or that I feel like I can help you with. I can assist you and get the resources to you. If I can't find them, then we will find somebody who can find the resources for you. But the one thing that I want to say is that when this type of thing happens, when you are broke, busted, and disgusted, you have to pretty much boots on the ground. It's gonna be a lot of hard work, and it's gonna be a lot of thinking, and a lot of brain power, I guess you call it. Or you have to strategize and implement and become creative and think outside the box, and you have to be ready to move, because you're going to get the resource and it's going to say, today from 1:30 to 3 o'clock we're going to have free food at such and such place, and you're going to have to be able to get up and go and find that food for your family. And you're going to have to always have that stash of $20 so you can pay for gas for somebody to give you a ride to get groceries. Or, it's going to require a lot of being independent, but being dependent at the same time, if that makes sense. You have to be independent enough to get up and move, to go and get that resource that's going to help you, that's going to aid you to get back on your feet. And I have always been, from the time I turned 18 until today, I have always been one of those people that I find resources. And it was taught to me by my older sister, the one that just passed on. She was the one who taught me how to go out and find these resources. But my mom, our mom, her mom, she was my aunt actually, but she raised me, and so she's my mom. She said, yes, those resources are there for you to use. Food stamps is there for you to use. Your Social, because at the time I was her foster child, so she got Social Security for me. She said, that is there for you to use, but you must learn to not be dependent on it. You must work for your money. You must pay taxes. You must, work hard. Don't be dependent on the government. And so, I still depend on the government. I still do use food stamps when I need it, but right now I don't need, or supposedly don't need it, but it would be nice if I could get it. I could probably go in and get an emergency food stamp, since, we got no food, and, I haven't really been working that long, and they might help me. I never thought about going in and trying. at least, $200 that would help me get, back on my feet. But yeah. And my son's not working right now. And my daughter's not working right now. She's schizophrenic. And jobs are hard for her to keep. She does really good. She's really, really pleasing. I mean, she's a real nice young girl. And she really loves to work. But her schizophrenia, I think I don't want to say it causes her. It's not the main cause, but I believe that it's one of the causes why she can't keep a job. And my oldest daughter, she's a workaholic. She works till the cows come home. I don't know how to explain it. She's just a workaholic. She loves working. My son, on the other hand, he deals with anxiety, really bad anxiety, and his self-image really plays a big part in that. So we have to work on that. So yeah, it's just me and my daughter working. But my daughter's not one that works. She's not really living with me. She comes and visits almost on a daily basis. But I think if they could, they would live with me. They all live with me because we only have a 2-bedroom apartment. And before my sister passed away, there was 5 of us living in that house. Now it's just mainly me and my son and my daughter, my youngest daughter, and our other boy. He's not my son, but he's my boy. He's always with us. He's at our house all the time. So there's 4 people now. But the main 2 is just me and my son. But hopefully today the lights get turned on and that part will be behind me. But I just want to be able to pay off that $764.83. I want to pay that off by the end of this month. But I think I'm going to quit talking. I think I talked you guys' ears off enough. And hopefully you guys will watch this video all the way through. I kind of babbled and babbled and babbled, but I just wanted to talk about, the struggles and everything that goes along with it. But if you want to be one of the 5 people to get into that little forum of broke, busted, and disgusted, email me and put that in your headline of your email, and write down 5 questions that or 5 areas that you want to work on, and we will start somewhere. There's gonna be a essential part of that, and I'm kind of excited to do this. This is something that I've been wanting to do, and I just didn't know how to start. But as I was talking with you guys, it all started coming into my idea, into my brain, and I started thinking about it, and I finally think I'm finding my way here. And maybe I'll do a couple videos on some of this stuff that I'm talking about. And I know every state is different, but there's similarities in each state. So, we'll just kind of fly by the seat of our pants right now until I get a core area that we're going to work on, and it starts coming into a course, I guess, maybe, and we'll work from there. All right. Well, I will do everything that I said. Put the Venmo, the Cash App, all of that down below. Email, FD Pay. And with the first 5 people, we're going to go. I don't know. We're going to set a time limit on. Maybe we could do one session for 1 hour. And we'll just email back and forth until, our hour's up. And sorry, I got a tickle in my throat and I had to stop. But anyways, we'll do 5 people, 1 hour apiece. And we could do it through email, or we could exchange phone numbers in the email, and we could call and do an hour session of just brainstorming and talking and learning about all this information. And after that, I want to do a survey. I'm going to have to build a survey and see how it goes. Hang on. And then after I'm done with these five people, I want to get your guys' feedback on how the session went and what you enjoyed about it and what could be improved and what subjects that you would like to talk about more of, and how I did as a mentor. I just want to say mentor. I'll come up with a word for me. I want to say teacher. Maybe I could say teacher. And then after that, I'm going to start offering it as a service, and I want to start kind of like a business, I guess you could say, me doing this type of business. And I will figure out a price and what's offered in the package and all the good stuff that goes along with it. I want to be able to start making money online somehow. But this is just me brainstorming. I'm just brainstorming out loud with you guys, and I hope that this will come to fruition somehow. But like I said, I better get off the phone now and go to sleep. I gotta get back up at sometime later on today and get ready for work tonight. I work at night, so I'm still up from the night before. Okay, you guys, enjoy your day. Enjoy your summer. I hope you're not being overheated. Drink lots of water. Get a lot of, get a lot of shade. Enjoy the sun when you can. If you're out in the water, wear a life jacket. But other than that, stay awesome.